Hi everyone, my name is Aparna Bhatia, and this week's tech tip is about how to use the splice command. So here we have a wall that's super long, which is around 35 foot in length, and then we have it at a 10-foot height, all right? So the maximum shop length we were given is 14 feet. So I have two options in this case. I can either A, split the panel up into smaller 14-foot panels, or B, use the splice command to get all of my members under that length, all right? So here you can see I have my vertical members are pretty decent. They're somewhere under 10 feet, so they shouldn't be a problem. But all of my tracks down here, they're around 23 foot in length, and then the ones up here are approximately, obviously, 35 feet. So how are we going to use the splice command on this, all right? So let's click on one of the members of the panel. We'll click on Properties, and then we'll click on Miscellaneous. So within the Miscellaneous tab, I'll just click on Feature so I can organize this alphabetically. And then I will find myself Splices, and then click on Edit. So once you click on Edit, this little dialog box pops up, and you can enable splices. So once we enable splices, we have quite a few options here. We can choose to avoid openings. So if the bottom track was actually continuous, we could actually avoid that opening and maybe split it before and after the opening, or we'll basically not place a splice right in the middle, right? So that's how we're going to avoid openings. And then the other options we have are splicing double plates. In this case, we have our bottom tracks are double plates and our top tracks are also double plates. So we are going to splice double plates for sure. Then the other option we have is splice secondary on stud. So this is a pretty cool tool. If you do have double plates like this, the bottom top plate, or bottommost top plate, I would say, if that were to splice at this stud here, and we have specified a minimum distance between splices. So what we could do is, what it will do is for the topmost top track, it will try to find, it will go basically the minimum distance that we specified, which is the 2 feet. And then we'll try to find the closest stud it can find to meet that 2-foot criteria. So over here, our panel is actually 16 inches on center, which is 1.4 inches. So for it to meet the 2-foot criteria, it actually has to skip a stud and then go to the next one in order for it to splice the top plate, right? So we'll set that up and we'll make sure that it splices secondary on stud as well. You have the choice to splice a top and bottom track, and then you can specify the minimum track length. I typically like to specify this to be anywhere between 1 foot to 2 feet. It all depends on whatever your minimum lengths, shop lengths are. I'm going to set this up to 2 feet. And then over here for the minimum distance between splices, if I was to set this up to 1 foot, then it will actually go find the next stud after it passes the 1 foot mark. I'm just going to leave this to 2 feet as is. And then minimum distance from center of stud. So if I wanted it to be offset from the center of the stud, I can specify that value here. And then in here, I'm going to specify my shop lengths. So I'll only specify 14 feet, and it will make sure that it will try to meet the 14-foot criteria, okay? So we'll just hit OK here, and we'll hit OK here. And then while this creates, you'll notice something really cool happening with the top tracks and the bottom tracks. All right, so here you can take a look. It spliced the first one here, and then after it passed the 2-foot mark, which would probably be approximately here, it found the next stud that it can splice those uppermost bottom track on, right? So that's it for this week's tech tip. Have a great day.